In this movie, we look at utilizing hexadecimal to set color values. If you've been working with the web, you probably are already somewhat familiar with the idea of what hexadecimal colors are. However, if you are not, let's go ahead and do a quick rundown of hexadecimal. Now, hexadecimal is going to allow us to define a color as a series of 6 digits. Now, we're going to need to put the hash mark or the pound symbol in front of those 6 digits to indicate that this is indeed hexadecimal. The digits that we will use are part of a base 16 numbering system used in computing that utilizes the numbers 0 through 9 for the first 10 digits and A through F for the last 6 digits. Now, use of these digits are not case sensitive, so you can use uppercase or lowercase letters, whichever way you want. And this combination of 6 different digits is going to allow us to define all 16.7 million different colors of our RGB color spectrum. The higher the number in each one of these digits places, the lighter the color will be. Our 6 digits are broken down into 3 different pairs. The first pair of numbers is for red. The second pair of numbers is for green, and the last pair is for blue. Here we have an example that would end up giving us white. So if we have pound FFFFFF, we get white, and if we have all zeros, it would end up giving us black. Now, something that's an interesting side note about hexadecimal is that hexadecimal was originally used with our HTML color methods, so we can end up defining any color that we really wanted. However, people did not do that. They stuck to the web-safe colors. And as I mentioned in a previous movie, the web-safe colors gave us 216 web colors that were more or less compliant across a lot of different browsers. Now, if we take some of those web-safe colors and take a look at the hexadecimal numbers that those actually represent, most of those colors will end up being repeating digits. So for white, we end up having all Fs. Well, for grays, we're going to end up having repeating numbers for all of those. So if we wanted, say, a mid-tone gray, we would end up indicating something like 999999. So if we end up having the same digits all the way across, we're going to end up having some gray color. But if we ended up having 00FF00, that's going to end up giving us that green or lime color that everybody seems to love so much. Now, one of the things about these repeating digits is if we end up having repeating digits, we can simplify that particular color. So rather than having 33FFCC, we can shorten it to 3FC. Of course, that is pretty handy because if you're having to write a whole bunch of different colors, this is going to save you a lot of time. However, keep in mind that not all of the colors that you will want to be using will allow you to shorten them. They must be repeating for each one of these pairs. So with all of that in mind, let's go ahead and take a look at how we can set up our colors using hexadecimal. So I'll jump on over to our sandbox again. I'll go ahead and comment out the styles from our previous movie looking at RGB values. And I'm going to set up my colors here. So I'll set up a rule to target our H1 again. And this time, we're going to use hex. And I'll go ahead and set up a nice lime color. So I'll do 00FF00. I'll save and jump over and refresh that, and we'll see we have a nice lime color there. However, because I repeated digits, I can shorten that and just do 0F0. So if I save and refresh, well, we're not going to see any difference there, but we're still getting that same color. It just saved us from having to type in, say, 3 letters. So I'll go ahead and do one for the paragraph. And then I'll do pound 0F9. Put a semicolon there and save. So I jump over here and hit refresh, and I get a nice cyan color. So for many people, using the hexadecimal method will be the preferred method. Now, of course, this is because it's the traditional method that's been used to define colors in HTML-based designs for quite a number of years. Now, this movie concludes our look at color value systems in CSS. As I mentioned before, the method used to set color will be a matter of personal preference, so go ahead and feel free to use whatever method you want, but also take the time to experiment with these and see which one feels right to you.